Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the sincere and hopeful elect brothers that's doing the work of the Lord in sincerity and in truth. Now, I saved this news about 2 days ago. That's when it first came out. This is smart news. It's an app, and I have all kinds of custom news topics that I get notified whenever any news comes up about that topic, because we have to be occupied in prophecy, and we also have to know what's going on in the world, because the prophets are watchmen, so we have to watch, meaning we have to always be in the news. And I found this interesting. Let me show you. It's the notes. This is that is from this website, because smart news is gets news from other websites, and then it displays it on the app. But I like this better, because the original website has too many pop-ups and all that. But it says RFK Jr. reveals shocking 1.2 million credit card debt, glimpse into Americans' worsening debt crisis. So this is the son of Robert F. Kennedy, right? And he's a government official, just like his father. I'm not too sure what he is. He's a governor. I don't know, what his title is. Let me look it up just to make sure afterwards. But it says Robert F. Kennedy Jr., President. Oh, it's right here. Salakia. President Donald Trump's Health and Human Services Secretary Designate. That's his title for right now. So it was right there. The answer was right there in front of my eyes. Has revealed in financial disclosures that he carries up to $1.2 million in credit card debt. And, he has money, because to be in Trump's cabinet, you have to, have, years of experience in whatever field or category, that you're hired, to be in. And he's been in politics and the government basically all his life, because his father was Robert F. Kennedy, RFK, the brother of John F. Kennedy, I believe, the one that got assassinated. And this lesson is just me going into the amount of debt that America really has, and it just keeps on growing. And he's just a small example. He's just a smaller example of the debt crisis of all of America, of all of Babylon the Great, and its prophecy in the scriptures. The Lord will, this lesson is edifying. And Esau is just he's being the perfect devil, but he's fulfilling prophecies, and he thinks some way, he's gonna come out on top after Babylon is destroyed. He thinks somehow he's gonna fight against. Well, he's gonna try to fight against Yahushua and the angels, but he's just gonna fail. Esau, the rest of the armies of the world are gonna come together and try to fight the Lord and the angels, but they're gonna fail miserably, right? So all of this is just a sign of the end of Esau's reign, the end of the rulership of the devil, of Satan, of the serpent, of the wicked. Because Esau as a nation is the wicked. Esau, the so-called white man. Now, his balance is ranging between Salakia. His balance is ranging between 610,000 and $1.2 million are charged at high interest rates of 23.24% to 23.49%, reports CNBC. While Kennedy's financial situation may seem extraordinary, experts reportedly say high credit card debt is not limited to the wealthy. So they're saying that, high credit card debt, not only the rich have it, the poor have it too. The rich have it, the middle class have it, and the poor have it too. So all classes are dealing with high amounts of debt. But the wealthy and the rich, they don't live paycheck to paycheck. So it's not affecting them like that. Credit card balances across the US have surged to a record 1.17 trillion in 2024. That was last year. We're in 2025 right now, with many consumers, including high income individuals, the people that make, six figures and above. Six figures meaning 6 digits. Anything that's 100,000 and up, that's 6 figures, because it's dealing with the amount of numbers that you get paid. If you got paid 90,000, you would be a 5-figure earner. If you got paid just like 7,000, you would just be a 4-figure earner. So that's how they do it. Relying on credit to manage expenses amid rising prices. So everything is going up in Babylon the Great, which is America, right? The price of food is going up because of the tariffs. When you go to like a store or supermarket, or Nature's Market or whatever, the prices of egg shot up. A container of eggs, right? A dozen, or however you buy, whether it's a dozen or dozen and a half, 2 dozen, that's like $10 and up. So the price of everything keeps on going up, but the taxes keep on slowly rising, and the cost of living keeps on going up. Rent, bills, expenses, food, transportation, gas went up during the during the period of the lockdown, if you know what I mean. but it is going to go up again because they want to crash the society. You know, they want to crash the society. They want to implode the economy just so they can do a great reset, you know, to start their NWO, to start their digital currency. And, you know, ultimately to implement the MOTB is going to be like Satan's mark, to live and thrive in, you know, Esau's dystopian heaven, right? Well, there's going to be two classes, the super rich and the super poor. But let me go on. Credit card balance. I just read that. Let me see. We see right here, credit cards have become a de facto emergency fund for many Americans as inflation squeezes their budgets. So there you go, inflation. Everything keeps on going up, but your wage, your income stay the same. So how is anyone gonna survive? You know, they have to try to make money on the side or pick up a second or third job, which then you don't have a life. You're just a slave. You're just a modern day westernized slave that think he's free. Now let me go into the scriptures. This is Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk chapter, Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6. It says, shall not. Yeah, let me just go straight to the point. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? It's talking about so-called white man, the devil, Esau, the nation of Edom, starting with their elites and trickle on down to the world rulers, you know, the presidents, you know, and so forth. You know, their modern day kings. And a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him. Woe means destruction. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, because the so-called white man has gained control of the whole world, you know, and has gained control of America by robbing and stealing, because he's a thief. The biggest thieves and the biggest so-called gangsters are Edomites. They're Edomites. The most dangerous mafia wasn't the Italian mafia. It was the small hat mafia that was behind them. A lot of people don't know that, but these small hats, you know, the tribe of Amalek, the Amalekites, that's in the land right now, right? That's committing genocide against the Palestinians, and the Palestinians are, you know, some of them are actually Israelites. Now, we're not talking about the ones that went there, you know, to live in the land of Israel, because of, I believe, Ben Ami, that crazy, you know, bugged out Jake. You know, we're not talking about him. We're not talking about the Jakes that recently moved there and that live in Dimona, Israel. No, Jakes from, you know, thousands of years ago that never left. You know, some of them actually stayed there. You know, I believe they're called Afro-Palestinians. So some of them are Jake, but then you have the regular Palestinians. There are Ishmael, and then you have some of them Elam, you know, so-called Arab and so-called Persian. But woe, destruction to him that increaseth that which is not his. So the so-called white man, just keep on stealing and stealing. He's never satisfied with what he has. If he has the whole world in control, which he does, then he wants to go out to the other planets and conquer and colonize Mars and set up shop there. If he could, he wants to. He knows it's possible, but he can't do it because the Most High won't allow him. The Most High didn't give him the technology to do it, and it's not his blessing. That blessing is reserved for Israel, starting with the elect of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That right is reserved for Jacob. Starting with the Howard Shai when he delivers the elect, right, in the 1/3, and begins a reign of his kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. We're gonna rule the world in righteousness. Then we're gonna go out into the other planets, after a certain time, because the Israelites, they won't die because we're all gonna be righteous. We're not gonna sin. We're gonna have perfect new bodies. So if we won't sin, we won't die. So therefore, we're just gonna multiply at a faster, quicker rate. So after a while, we're gonna have to branch out to the other planets. That which is not his, how long? Yeah, how long this devil just is gonna keep on, being the devil? Elon Musk and Trump, the perfect devil pair right now. They're on fire with the wickedness that they're doing, but it's prophecy. Trump wants to take over Gaza and make it a resort, and Elon Musk, he has a Neuralink, which is the MOTB that's in Revelation, the 13th chapter. So he's bringing forth prophecy. He's they're eugenicists. They're patriotic. They want the so-called white man to be on top again, in which Israel is above all nations, but the Most High put the so-called white man up above us and allow him to oppress us and put us in slavery and robbed us and destroyed us as punishment for us breaking his laws, for us sinning against him. But that's all gonna be that's all gonna stop pretty soon, because of Yahweh Shai, because of his blood, we're able to be brought back to the Most High. So there's gonna be no more captivity after this, after Babylon is destroyed for Israel. How long, Lord? How long is this place gonna continue? When are you coming back to take Esau out of power and to deliver us, Lord? How long? You pray for the Lord to destroy Babylon the Great every day. The prophecies are coming to pass, so you get hyped. But then we're in the flesh, so we want the Lord to come back tomorrow. We're like, damn, Lord, please come back, Lord, please. I hate this place. And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Now, this is a scripture that, requires you to go into the actual Hebrew word, because you're like, what is thick clay? Why would you lading yourself with thick clay? What is that? Weight of pledges, heavy debt. Something pledged upon goods, thick clay, right? Heavy debt. Babylon the Great is a debt-based society. That's why it's going through a debt crisis right now, you know. And credit is based upon debt. Now, credit is what you would call good debt because they quote unquote have good debt and bad debt. So, credit would be so-called good debt. Now, if you pass over your credit limit, then that's bad debt. Now you owe. Now you owe more. Now you owe more than the boundary that you set yourself in. Dealing with credit. And America is a debt-based society, and it has trillions of dollars in debt. It is let me see, this is a debt clock. I think it's like 30 trillion national debt. Federal US national debt 36 trillion. And I think it like doubled from last year or 2 years ago. So that's the national debt, US national debt. And it's probably way more than that. It's actually probably like 50 trillion. They owe China like a lot. Let's see how much. Okay, so in 2024, China owns 749 billion in US debt, this makes China the second largest foreign holder of US debt after Japan. I even know that. And it most likely grew because Investopedia down here says China owns more than $859 billion of US debt. Now let's go into it, to finish it off. And this is just an example. He says in a credit card debt. So these people are in debt. When you watch TV, you look at the mayor and the governors and the city officials and the state officials and the politicians, they're all in debt. This is a debt-based society. Don't, when you go to the middle class people and the lower class people, the poor people, they're in a different kind of debt because they can't really pay off that debt because they live paycheck to paycheck, and they can't afford can't afford their living because of inflation and the rising prices for everything. This is deficit. Deficit, the amount by which something, especially a sum of money is too small. Now, let me see. No, this, was it this? Hold on. Deficit. Wait a minute. Let me go into the history. No. Deficit spending. Deficit spending occurs when an entity spends more than its revenue in a given period. So you spend more than you earn. And let's go into U.S. deficit spending. How much is a U.S. budget deficit? Deficit is, let me see. U.S. deficit spending. I wanted to go into something else, but you catch, you understand what I'm talking about. It's a debt-based society. Let me see, look up debt-based economy. It says, is the U.S. a debt-based is a debt economy? The United States has the largest external debt in the world. I might end it off. Let me see. The total number of U.S. Treasury secretaries held by foreign entities in December 2021 was 7.7 trillion. Is debt good or bad for the economy? Rising debt means fewer economic opportunities for Americans. So debt. Why is our economy based on debt? Debt is important because it allows governments, businesses, people get what they need today and pay it off over time. So debt, is going into like a loan. Like, say if a person needs $20 to do something right away and I give them $20, through time they have to pay me back that $20. But it's not their money. It's a debt. Because as soon as they use the $20, now they owe me. They owe me $20. And in this system, they deal with interest rates and all that. So $20 is going to go up to $25. So it's a debt-based economy, especially dealing with the money. The debt note. So everything is about debt here in society. The money is debt. The economy is debt because the debt keeps on rising. They have a deficit spending. That's dealing with debt, right? Oh, what will happen if the U.S. defaults on its debt? This is all from Google. The questions that people most likely usually ask about the debt-based economy of the U.S. Economist says consequences of a default on the national debt could include higher interest rates, a stock market crash, a recession, and massive job losses. That's when the economy crash and implode on itself. That's when they have to bring in the Great Reset. That's when they bring in the digital currency. And Esau, Esau is a devil, but he's wise, right? Esau has everything planned for years, has everything planned and laid out and set out on what's going to happen in sequence before it even happens, because he wants to complete or get to or reach his NWO, but the Lord will only allow it to go like not very far. So thick clay, weight of pledges, heavy debts. Everything in this economy and society is about debt. And can the U.S. ever get out of debt? Eliminating the U.S. debt, the U.S. government's debt, is a Herculean task that could take decades. Herculean task. Let me look that up. Search. Herculean task. A Herculean task is a difficult or impossible task that requires a lot of effort, strength, and endurance. So, damn near impossible. Now, Lord will, this lesson was edifying. You know, this guy is just a smaller example of what's going on the U.S., but also what's going on globally. A lot of countries are in debt. You know, a lot of the major world powers are in debt. You know, China is in a lot of debt, and the U.S. has a lot of debt. And, you know, Lord will, this lesson was edifying. This place is being broken down and destroyed by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is using Esau to destroy this economy, you know, to bring in the digital system, and that leads to the MOTB. And when that's implemented, the Lord is on his way. WW3 is on his way. Salvation is on his way. It's gonna be quick. You know, it's gonna be like that. Lord will, this lesson was edifying. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.